Hello, my name is Father Jacob Rouse, and I'm the pastor of Notre Dame Parish in Cresco, Iowa. And for today's video, I'd like to let you know that I recently visited a dairy farm, a family farm, where they have 150 cows there. And every time I go to a farm, I grew up in the city, downtown Cedar Rapids, and so I turn into a preschooler every single time I go to a farm because it's also fascinating to me, just the animals and the crops and the big machinery and stuff. It's really fun to share my curiosity and then also the farmers and their families themselves, young or old, turn into children as well because they are just so excited to show me all their toys and where they work, and it's just a really fun experience. So I've always really appreciated cows. I don't know if you live with them or if you work with or for them. You could see them as just big dumb animals, but I see them actually as messengers of contentment, because whether I'm in the pen with them and seeing them just big and lumbering, and then also still so skittish, they're just focused on the one thing that's in front of them, which is either lining up to go to the milk parlor or eating the hay or the grass or just chilling. I love driving in a field and then looking left and looking right, of course, very quickly because my eyes are always on the road. But just seeing these little black and white splotches against the green pasture, just like watching my rabbit eat. They're only focused on the task at hand, which is eating and just chilling. So I love cows. So anyway, I learned that there's 150 cows, and this particular family starts at 4 a.m. to work them all through, get all the cows through, and then they do it again at 4 p.m. That's 150 cows twice a day, and they each have 4 udders that are individually cleaned with this little iodine solution or something. So if you do the math, that's a lot of udders to clean, and that's a lot of cows to get through twice a day. And then they line up, the cows know what to do, and then they put the suction cup octopus thingy on their udders, and then like 5 minutes later, there's 10 gallons. I don't know, my math might be wrong or my figures might be wrong, but that's okay. So I was thinking, and then it always comes up with conversations. People will say to me, Father, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do your job. I couldn't do it. And then I'm very grateful for that affirmation. And then I also think, I don't know how you do it. You've got a couple thousand acres, you've got animals, you've got kids and everything. Like, isn't it amazing how priests and laity and married folks and celibate folks and everyone just has their own talents and jobs and grace to do what needs to be done for the kingdom. So it's cool how that cooperation happens. But I'm reminded that the rhythm of cows, of milking cows, is similar to the rhythm of liturgy and the rhythm of prayer, actually. Every single day, these and many other dairy farmers and any kind of farmer milks their cows twice a day, 150. And then every single day, 5 times a day, I promised that I would pray the Liturgy of the Hours, which is a collection of psalms, a rotation. Every single day, I unzip this 5 times and then pray it for my people and for myself, and then move on to the next thing, and then do it later in the day. So there's a certain rhythm to that as well. There's a beauty in liturgy. If you notice too, the liturgy itself is the same thing every time with a few variations. And then the liturgical calendar itself, with happy times and ordinary times and celebrations and feast days and regular days. For a farmer, I think it's probably tough to get away for vacation to take time, but at least there's happy things that happen in their lives. But happy or sad, no matter what happens, I say the Liturgy of the Hours every single day, and I say Mass in the parish, and I go to the gym at the same time, and I do my emails at the same time. And there's a liturgy, and there's a routine, and there's a rhythm, and there's a pulse to things. Same thing with a farmer taking care of their fields and their animals. There's a liturgy, and there's a rhythm, and there's a routine. One of my very dear friends believes in the freedom of routine, because I think their routine, if we live our lives by a clock, non-negotiable, and we could be a slave to the routine, but also there can be a freedom to the routine, in that I wear black every day, or I do this such thing every day, or, well, even if I've got a lot of decisions and a lot of anxiety and a lot of decision fatigue, At least I know there's cows to be milked, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Or at least I know that my prayers need to be said, and that's what I'm going to do. So there is a lot of freedom in routine. Then I got thinking about the other thing that is pulsing and routining and has consistently done so is my heart. My heart and my lungs have not stopped doing their thing for my entire life. That itself is a non-negotiable routine that gives me quite a bit of freedom because it keeps me alive, actually. So me as a priest, and then these farmers also have hearts, and the cows themselves have hearts that are beating and pulsing constantly through their entire life. At least that's the goal, is that your heart continues to beat throughout your life. And then I got thinking about the sun, and this, like the actual sun in the sky. The sun has no pulse. The sun has no rhythm. Well, technically there is a little bit of pulsating as it decreases and expands, but for the purpose of this analogy, there is no rhythm with the sun. It's a constant straight beam at Earth of life-giving and sometimes damaging rays. And there's no blinking, there's no stopping, there's no rhythm to it. It's just constant. The same is true for the love of the Father. God's love is constantly pouring down upon us with no pulse, no stopping, no resting, constantly. And I think that's really beautiful. So whatever your rhythm is, whatever your daily routine is, whatever your rhythm and routine of life is, as it stops and starts, and as you take a break from it and go back into it and welcome it, my prayer for you is that you can see, look up at, well, don't look at the sun, but be reminded of the fact that the Father's love is constantly pouring out upon us, even if it sets behind the earth, even if we put up an umbrella, or even if we go in the basement or somewhere dark and alone. God's love is still pouring out for us, and so is the sun's rays. And all we have to do is go stand out and accept it. And maybe you can stand in a field of cows and just watch them. Hope you take it one day at a time, and I'll see you this weekend.